Hello students, I am Dr. Kalpit Ganesh Mhatre, Assistant Professor in Botany at Arts, Commerce and Science College, Lanza, District Ratnagiri, Maharashtra. Today I am going to discuss with you the details about bioremediation. This topic has been included in Botany Paper 3 syllabus of University of Mumbai. So let's continue with bioremediation. Can you see this picture properly? If yes, then you can say that in this picture there is a river or lake which has been polluted. The local inhabitants residing near this area have thrown garbage, waste material, plastic bottles, etc. in river or lake. And because of this garbage, you can say that the river or lake is highly polluted. So this is the common photograph which you can see everywhere nearby your areas. This is one more picture. What we can say that there is a water channel or river is there, and from this pipeline industrial effluents or industrial wastewater is released in this river or freshwater canal. As a result of this toxic waste material release in this fresh water, the river is going to be polluted, and this will affect the biodiversity present in the river. So this is also one more type of pollution, what we can call as water pollution, by mixing industrial wastewater or effluents in the fresh water. This third image is of land pollution or soil pollution, where people residing in particular area have thrown their waste material or garbage on a piece of land, and this is called as land pollution or soil pollution. And our today's topic is bioremediation, and that topic is related with waste material management, or in simple words, management of soil pollution, water pollution or land pollution. So let's continue with bioremediation. First of all, we will see what is bioremediation. So what is bioremediation? Bioremediation is a waste management technique that involves use of organisms to neutralize pollutants from a contaminated site. So bioremediation is a technique used for waste management from a contaminated site. Bioremediation, this is a word made up of two different words. First is bio, that is related with biology, and remediation. Remediation means correction of an error or correction of an mistake. And in this case, error or mistake is pollution or waste material. So, correction of an error is called as waste management with the help of organisms. Hence, it is called as bioremediation, a process of waste management technique which involves use of organisms to neutralize pollutants from a contaminated site. Contaminated site means polluted site such as land, part of soil, water, etc. So a site where pollution can be seen is called as contaminated site. And if we use different types of organisms to neutralize the amount of pollutants from that site, the process is called as bioremediation. The standard definition of bioremediation is given by United States Environmental Protection Act, which is known as EPA. So according to the United States Environmental Protection Act, bioremediation is a treatment that uses naturally occurring organisms to break down hazardous substances into less toxic or non-toxic substances. Because in a polluted site there may be toxic substances, non-toxic substances, or hazardous substances. So as per EPA, bioremediation is a treatment or waste management technique that uses naturally occurring organisms to break down hazardous substances into less toxic or non-toxic substances. And in bioremediation, the organisms which are used are called as bacteria, nitrifiers, denitrifiers, and fungi. So these are the microorganisms which can be used in the process of bioremediation. Those microorganisms can be either naturally present in the site or isolated from another site. So these organisms means bacteria, nitrifiers, denitrifiers, and fungi may sometimes be naturally present on the site where we are going to do the process of bioremediation, or sometimes may need to isolate from another site. But overall, for the process of bioremediations, these organisms are required. Now we will see details about factors or principles involved in bioremediation. Now you all know that bioremediation means waste management technique or process with the help of microorganisms. And whenever we are doing process of bioremediation, there are few factors or principles which are responsible or involved in bioremediation. And these principles includes magnitude, toxicity, and mobility of contaminants, proximity of human and environmental receptors, degradability of contaminants, planned site use, and last one, ability to properly monitor. Now we will discuss each topic or each factor in details. So first factor or principle involved in bioremediation is magnitude, toxicity, and mobility of contaminants. It is imperative that the site be properly investigated and characterized to determine the horizontal and vertical extent of contamination and the kinds and concentrations of contaminants. Suppose we have decided a particular site which is polluted one, and we are going to do the process of bioremediation. So the first and most important factor is we should know the magnitude, toxicity, and mobility of contaminants. What kinds of contaminants are present in that soil or in that site, their concentrations, and how much amount of the contamination is there, that we should know prior of beginning the process of bioremediation. So whenever we are going to start process of bioremediation, we should know magnitude, toxicity, and mobility of contaminants, because if we know these three important factors, we will proceed further with proper method of bioremediation. Hence, one should know magnitude, toxicity, and mobility of contaminants before proceeding with bioremediation. Second factor or principle involved in bioremediation is proximity of human and environmental receptors. Whether bioremediation is the appropriate cleanup remedy for a site is dependent on whether the rate and extent of contaminant degradation is sufficient to maintain low risk to human and environmental receptor. The second most important principle is proximity of human and environmental receptor, because whenever we are going to do bioremediation in a particular area or polluted area, it is our responsibility that our bioremediation process should not harm living organisms or humans, animals, birds, insect living nearby areas. So we should make that the proximity of human and environmental receptor should be maintained properly. By the use of our bioremediation technique, there should not be any harm to living organisms, humans, or biodiversity of that area. Third principle or factor is degradability of contaminants. Biodegradability is generally high if compound occurs naturally in the environment, that is petroleum. Compound such as halogen and others with high molecular weight degrade slowly that low molecular weight compounds. So whenever we are performing or doing bioremediation practice, it is necessary that we should know the details of degradability of contaminants, because our site is highly polluted and we must know what type of pollutants or contaminants present. Once we know about the degradability of contaminants, then accordingly we can choose different types of living organisms which we can use for the process of bioremediation. Because in some sites, if the pollution is because of petroleum such as petrol, diesel, rockel, kerosene, or some elements such as halogen or elements which are having high molecular weight, they take so much time to degrade. So if we know exact details about degradability of contaminants, then accordingly we can choose an appropriate method of bioremediation. So before proceeding with bioremediation, one should know proper details about degradability of contaminants. Fourth and fifth one are planned site use and ability to properly monitor. Whenever we are doing bioremediation, a site of bioremediation should be properly monitored and used, because that site is heavily or highly polluted, and by doing process of bioremediation we are going to neutralize the amount of contaminants or pollutants or amount of pollution from that soil. So whenever bioremediation is going to happen in a polluted area, the area or the planned site where bioremediation is going to happen should be properly monitored and used. It should be noted that because of the process of bioremediation, there should not be any harm to living organisms, animals, birds, insects living in that area. Only bioremediation should be done for the purpose of neutralizing pollutants or contaminants from a given site. So, you all now know that bioremediation is a process or waste management technique that can use microorganisms for neutralizing the pollutants from a given site. Thanks a lot.